Hello everyone, welcome to Parvatech. I hope you guys had been practicing and learning the MySQL tutorials which I have already taught. So this is Swatika Majumdar, your trainer for the day for the MySQL tutorials. And now for the next few classes, we would be just practicing so that you get confidence while you do, your codings in the MySQL. So let's get started. First, I'll just, open my MySQL console. So I would put the password. Okay, now we will just get started. So as you know, we just start with, checking the databases. So I'll write here show databases. Okay, I have written a wrong spelling actually. So show databases, put a semicolon and hit the enter button. So now guys, I would be waiting for you guys to execute this very, command. So I would be waiting for you. So please write down this very command without any spelling mistake. Write it as show databases and then put a semicolon and hit the enter button. And as soon as you hit the enter button, I hope you guys have also got a list of databases as you can see in my screen. So now let's move into any of the databases as per your choice. Now I will move on to, suppose I would go to Swatika. So what was the command? I hope you guys remember. So the command for the same was use, followed by the name of the database. All right, so we would write here as Swatika. Now guys, you would write the name of the database, whatever the database is you are having in your system and in whichever database you want to move into. All right, so now just because here as of now I want to move to Swatika, so I have written here the database name as Swatika. All right, so put a semicolon, hit enter. Now see here database changed, so I would be waiting for you guys as well to execute this very code. I hope you guys are done by now. So we will check the tables here inside. So I hope you guys remember the syntax for the same was like to fetch the tables which are there in the very database. The command was show, that is SHOW, tables, TABLES, semicolon, hit the enter button. So there is only one table here as you guys can see, that is EMP. All right, you guys please run the code by then. I hope you guys are done. So let's check, let's describe of the structure of the table EMP. So what was the command? It was DESC. DESC, for describe, and we would write here the table name EMP. Semicolon, hit enter. So here as it is showing, there are 4 fields, that is 4 columns, which is employee ID, employee name, department, and location. All right, let's check it once. Select star from EMP. I've written a wrong spelling actually, so I would write it again. So select star from EMP. As you guys, I hope you guys remember. So select star fetches all the records from that very table. All right. So hit the enter button. Now we have hit, and we can see, the names. Okay. All right. So you guys can see there are 2 null values in the 4th record. The employee ID there is missing. Employee ID name is Jones, department is admin, and location is again missing. Okay. Now suppose we already have some tables, okay? And suppose we want to load those very tables in our console so that we can run more commands and we can practice more. What you guys can do is that guys can go just to the Google and search for SQL practice tables, and I'm sure you guys will find some links wherein you can download those very tables and load those very tables in the SQL console, I mean MySQL console, and then it would be very good for you guys, to practice on those tables. So likewise, I have also downloaded, a few set of tables from Google, wherein like I would be showing you guys how to practice those things, and specifically how to load those tables in MySQL. All right. So I will just show you guys. See, the command for the same is source. Please guys note that down. So the syntax is source. Yes, that is SOURCE. All right. And then you have to put the source, I mean the path file, okay, the file path. All right. So we will see that how to do it. First I will write here source, put a space. I have saved it in my desktop, which is here, okay, in this folder named MySQL sample database. So this is the file which contains the tables in SQL, which we can run that in MySQL and practice some of the syntaxes and commands and run the codes, which would make us feel more confident when we do those when we run those codes. So first we will check the path. All right, so here it is showing C drive user Swatika Majumdar desktop and this very folder's name MySQL sample database. So what we would do is we would just copy this one. All right, Control C, go back to our MySQL console, put your console, Control V, again put a backward slash, because here we need to give the name of the the file, which is MySQL sample database .sql. So I will just right click on the file, then from the drop down menu, see here I just did clicked on MySQL. Okay, now copy the entire thing. This is just a shortcut, else you would have to write the entire thing there. You just have to type. So the best part is just right click on that very file and click on rename, copy that very entire file name. All right, go back to the console and Control V. All right, just paste that very file's name in the console and then put a semicolon, hit the enter button. Now see it is getting run. Now see the query has been run. Okay, now I would give you guys some time to do the same. So I would repeat once again, write the command, write the keyword source SOURCE and go to the file wherever you have kept. All right, right click on the file, then from the drop down go to properties. All right, and select that very path wherever it is given in that very drop box, as I have already shown here just now. Select the path of the file. All right, copy, that is Control C, get back to the MySQL console and paste here, Control V, again put a backward slash, again go back to the file, right click on the file, click on rename from the drop down menu. All right, and then copy the entire file name along with the extension. All right, do that, then again return to the console, paste the file, Control V, put the semicolon and hit the enter button. Guys, try that. So I hope you guys have executed that very query. So now let's check. Okay, so what are the tables there which got loaded? So what was the command? Show tables. SHOWTABLES, semicolon and enter. Now see, the tables are customers, employees, offices, order details, orders, payments, product lines, and products. All right, so guys, run this very command, show tables, put a semicolon and hit the enter button. I hope you guys are done by now. So now let's check, the construction of each and every table. Okay, so DESC, let's start with customers. Today we will brush up all our basic commands. All right, so we would write here DESC customer, so that going forth, whenever we start, with other commands, it doesn't, happen to you guys that you guys are, losing confidence or you guys are unable to process some. So it's better to get very much acquainted with the basic commands first. So I will, I will rather, devote this class only for the very basic commands. Yes, I repeat, the very basic commands. So please pay attention here and keep practicing with me, because I'm already, pausing for you guys to run the very same command. So now what we will do is we will check the structure of the table. customers here. So I have written here DESC to describe the structure of the table customers. Put a semicolon and hit the enter button. Now, as you guys can see here, okay, field type, if there is a null value or not. Again, key, if there is any, primary or any foreign key there. And then default and anything extra kind of thing. So see, customer number, okay, it's integer, the data type. Customer name, varchar of length 50. Contact last name, varchar again 50. Contact first name, varchar, the data type, and again the length is 50. Phone number, varchar 50. Address line, varchar 50. Address line 2 also varchar 50. City, varchar 50. State, varchar 50. Postal code, varchar 15. Country, varchar 50. And sales rep employee number, integer, credit limit, decimal. All right. हाँ बोलो ना. हेलो. पहला क्या? हम्म. नहीं, वो तो सतीश ने बोला था ना, तुमने बोला था सतीश एडिट करेगा. वो पहला वाला सतीश उड़ा देगा बोला था ना तुमने एडिट करके. हाँ, तुमने ही बोला था कि वो एडिट कर देगा वो वाला, और वो एक ही वीडियो में है वैसा. उसी दिन बोला था, जिस दिन मेरे मुझसे हो नहीं पा रहा था, और वो मेरा फर्स्ट रिकॉर्डिंग था उसी दिन. हाँ, तो उसे तुमने बोला था कि वो एडिट कर देगा. तुम ना एक बात को बिल्कुल नहीं लिए रहे थे, पता है. अगर होगा देख, रिकॉर्ड कर लूँ, पॉज में रख के तुमसे बातें कर लूँ. तो हाँ, वो बताओ अभी. 2 3 4. हम्म. 6 का 1, 6 का 2, दो रिकॉर्डिंग्स है. 5 संडे हुआ होगा. हाँ. क्या? अरे अभी तो रिकॉर्ड कर रही हूँ, पॉज में रखी हूँ. बाय बाय. Yes, guys. So I hope you guys can see, my screen here. Just a minute. Yeah, all right. So sorry for the interruption. And now the last one is credit limit, which is in decimal. The data type is, all right. And now, guys, check here. See, I am telling you guys now because I have already taught these in the previous tutorials, and I believe you guys would understand here. So now see these ones, okay? These very, you know, columns, they cannot have any null value. As I believe you guys can, as you can remember, there was this constraint not null. Okay, though we would be doing again, I would be again brushing up all those syntaxes so that you guys can, feel comfortable more with the commands. So see here, these columns will not allow any, null value. All right. But here, like address line 2, here it's yes, and again, it's yes for these two, state, postal code, and again for credit limit and sales rep employee number. Okay, but wherever it is given no, okay, that means the constraint has been, attached to it while creating the table. And what was the name of the constraint, the keyword? It was not null. I hope you guys remember. All right, now we will check the, structure of the table, each and every table one by one. We are done with customers here. Now we will move on to employees. All right, so we would write here DESC, employees. All right, put the semicolon and hit the enter button. Now again, guys, as you guys can see here, how many columns are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 columns. Okay, and what are they? Their employee number, data type integer, last name, data type varchar of length 50, first name, data type varchar of again length 50, extension of data type varchar and length 10, email, data type varchar and length being 100, then office code, data type varchar, the length being 10, reports to integer, all right, and job title varchar length 50. Now you guys again can see here these very columns, okay, and this column, okay, this job title column, and along with the job title, these columns, employee number, last name, first name, extension, email, and office code, they cannot be null. Okay, there has to be some value in that very column. We cannot keep the, I mean, in that very row, we cannot keep any, you know, uh, empty value over there. All right, and now again, as you can see, employee number is the primary key here. All right, and these two, okay, office code and reports to, they are the foreign keys here. Okay, I hope you guys are getting confident enough now. So now we would check our next table, that is offices. Okay, so we would write here, you know, the ESC office, semicolon, enter. Error, class tables doesn't exist. Okay, sorry, it's offices, not office. So we would write here DESC OFFICES, that is offices, semicolon, hit the enter button. All right. I hope guys, you guys are also doing simultaneously with me. All right. So we would write and we would check, the structure of offices now. How many columns are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. What are they? Office code of data type varchar, strength, length 10, null, no. So it will not accept any null values. Key, primary. Okay. That means in this table, office code is the primary key. Now again, city of data type varchar. All right. And the length being 50, null, no. Again, there is this not null constraint given here. So it will not accept any null value. There should be a value over there. It cannot be empty. Okay. Now again, guys, as I hope you guys remember, what was like null value? It has to be completely like null value means there is absolutely no value. Please do not get confused with 0 or space, because they are not null values. Okay, so null value means there would absolutely be no value, there would absolutely be no record in that very cell, okay, of the table. So be very, very clear in this. Please, guys, do not get confused because these are very basics. That is why I am taking a longer time in these very basic commands. I am making sure that you guys, maximize your practice levels in these very basic commands, because if you guys are not very comfortable with these very basic concepts, it would be very difficult for you guys, to catch up in the later part of the syntaxes. Okay. So again, now see phone number, which is of the data type varchar and length 50. Null value, no. That means it cannot accept any null value. There has to be any value, at least some value, in that very cell. Address line 1, varchar 50. Null value, no. Address line 2, varchar 50. Null value, yes. Now guys, see here. In address line 1, it will not accept any null value, but in address line 2, yes, because suppose in some countries or in some places there is no address line 2. Okay, there is only address line 1. So for the sake of avoiding any of the errands or something like that, here we have allowed null value. Okay, for which column? For address line 2. All right. Now state varchar, the data type, and the length being 50, null value, yes. Okay, so here we are allowing, like, it is because for many countries there is no state. Okay, there is no state for some of the countries, specifically if you go in the Middle Eastern, the Gulf countries, they do not have some of the countries, they don't have state, or some of the countries, they don't have any postal code. Okay, so, or in some of the countries, like uh, it is like, states are known as counties, or there are just this cities kind of stuff. So just to avoid such things, so here we have allowed the state value to be null. Now again, country, okay, which is of data type varchar and length being 50. Null value, no. We cannot allow any null value here. And postal code, again here, like, the data type is varchar and the length being 15. And null value, no. So here again, we are not accepting any null value. So as I have said, like, it varies between countries to countries, the state and postal code. Some of the countries, they do not have state, and some of the countries, they do not have postal code. All right. And then territory, varchar, the data type, and the length being 10, null value, no. So it will not accept any of the null values. Now, guys, we will move on to our next table. What is it? That is office details. Again, we would run the command desc office details. Okay, guys, I hope you are doing with me. You're running the commands along with me. All right, so I have written here the code as desc office details, which is the name of the tables, and we have put a semicolon at the end of the code, and we will hit the enter button now. Again, it is showing doesn't exist. I must have made some mistake in the spelling. Sorry, it's order details. Just check. So we would write here DESC, and I have just copied and pasted from there. So the name of the table was order details, not the office details. So ORDERDETAILS, put a semicolon and hit the enter button. Now, guys, again, as you can see, there are how many? 5 columns there. Okay, 5 fields. What are they? Order number, product code, quantity ordered, price of price each. Okay, and then order line number, and the types being integer, varchar, integer, decimal, small int respectively. Now here it is not accepting any null value in any of the columns, okay, of the table. And as you can see, order number and product code here, they are the primary keys. That means the primary key has been constructed, with a combination of order number and product code. So if you guys can remember, when I was teaching the primary key in the tutorials, so primary key can consist of either one, column, or a combination of 2 or more columns as well. So here, as you can see, it is showing primary for 2 fields, order number and product code. That means here the primary key consists of a combination of 2 columns, that is order number and product code. All right, guys. Now this, I guess, clears some of the doubts for primary key, like regarding the combination of the columns and all. All right, now we would check the construction of the next table, which is orders. Okay, I'll just copy, and I would just write here DESC and just paste it, orders. All right, which is the name of the next table. So semicolon and enter. Are you doing this with me, guys? So now, as we can see in this very table, there are how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 fields here. Okay, order number, order date, required date, ship date, status, commence, customer number. Okay, and the data type being integer, date. Guys, again, I would here like to highlight a few points. we had, while doing this very syntax, in our previous tutorials, I had shown the different kinds of formats of date. All right. So date can be of basically four formats, like DDMM YY or YYMM DD, and along with sometimes with the timings as well. So there are a few formats. I hope you guys remember, and always make sure, guys, whenever you are writing a query specifically for date, like a column which contains date, make sure that the format in which you are typing should be an exact match of the format which is there in the table. Else, guys, you will not be getting any answer for that. You will be getting rather an error. Why? Because the code cannot get executed, because it won't be finding any of the values, because the format won't be matching. Suppose the format given there is 26 hyphen 01 hyphen 2012, but you have put here, like here, suppose in the date, in the table, the format is DDMMYYYY, and here while running the query, you have written just in the reverse order, suppose YYYYMMDD, like 2012 hyphen 01 hyphen 26. Definitely it won't be able to fetch any result. So be extra cautious, be very, very, very careful while running the query for the columns of date, because if the formats don't match, you guys will not be getting any you know a record, any result for those very codes. So now here, as we can see, order date, required date, ship date, they are of the data type date. Okay, and status is varchar of data type and the length being 15. Comments, text. Okay, and customer number is again of integer type. Null values, what all uh, columns are not accepting null values, they are order number, order date, required date, and status along with customer number. So these are the fields which will not accept any null values, whereas the ship date, this one, and comments, they can accept null values. All right, and here again, order number is the primary key in this very table orders, and custom number here is a foreign key in the table orders. I hope this is clear, guys. See, these are the very basics. That is why I am taking so long time in the practice session, so that you guys get very confident while understanding and running these very codes. Okay, now we would check the next table. Which one is it? We are done with orders. We have done. So after orders, there is payments. Okay, I'll just copy so that I do not make any spelling mistake unknowingly. So I would write here again DESC, then just copy that very name of the table, which is payments. PAYMENTS, semicolon, hit the enter button. Now see, there are four fields here, four columns: customer number, check number, payment date, and amount. All right, and the type of the customer number is integer. Okay, null value, no, so it is not accepting any null value. Key, primary, yes, it is a primary key in the table. Payments, again, check number, data type is varchar of length 50. Null value, no, it is not accepting any primary, it is not accepting any null value. That means there is a not not null constraint attached there. Okay, and again key primary, so this is again the primary key. That means in this table payments, the primary key is a combination of two fields or two columns. They are customer number and check number. Okay, do not get confused here again. And then the third field is payment date, the type being date. Again, as I would repeat, be extra cautious for this data type, date. And the fourth and last field here is amount, which is of type decimal. All right. So we would check the next table now. This is our second last table, product lines. I have just copied right here the ESC product lines followed by a semicolon and then hit the enter button. So as you guys can see, the structure of the table here is there are like four fields here again. So which are product line, the data type being varchar of length 50, null value, no. In this very column, it cannot accept any null value, and the key is primary. So in this table, the primary key is product line. See here, the product line consists of only one column, not any combination of two or more columns. So here only the product line column is the primary key for the table product lines. Now the next field is text description of data type varchar and the length being 4000. Null value, yes, it can accept null values. And then HTML description, the data type is medium text, null value, yes, so yes, it will accept the null values. And the last field being image, type being medium blob, and the null value is yes, that means it can accept the null values. And now we will check our last table, all right, which is products. Copy. Now see guys, here like there is the I am unable to come out of this very same, right? So what you will do is, like here it's easy, but sometimes it's very difficult to come out of this kind of loop. So what you will do, you will just write the command exit, okay, bracket start and close, enter, and then put a semicolon and hit the enter button. Now see, you're out, okay, you're outside of that loop. Now you can write here DESC, that very name of the product, put a semicolon and hit the enter button. So see, here you can see the fields. How many fields are there? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. All right, so there are 9 fields. Okay, there are 9 columns in this very table. We will check them one by one. The first column is product code, which is of the data type varchar, and the length is 15. Null, no. Okay, so it will not accept any null value, and key is primary. So in this table products, this product code column would be the primary key for this very table. Okay, now see this, in this very table none of the columns would accept any null value, because each and every column, see here, it is written no for null. Now the product name, the data type is varchar and the length is 70. Product line, the data type is varchar, the length is 50, and the key here is again foreign key, as you can see here. Okay, and the next field is product scale, the data type is varchar and length is 10. The next one is product vendor, the data type is varchar and the length is 50. Next one is product description, the data type being text. Then quantity in stock, data type is small int. Next one is buy price, which is in decimal data type. And the last one is MSRP, which is again the data type is of decimal. All right, so guys, here I believe you guys have understood how to check the structure of the table, how to check if it can allow any null value or not, and also how to check if, and also how to check the data types. Okay, and also if, like, there is any primary key or foreign key present in the table, or like which are the primary keys or the combination of primary keys, which columns are, and also the primary and also the foreign key, which column is the foreign key in that very particular table. I hope guys you this part is very clear to you guys now. All right, now we will check, okay, the records, the contents of the table. Okay, every time we are going up, let's again just get some tables. Okay, so we'll just do show tables so that I don't have to scroll up and check. Okay, so these are the tables. Okay, so suppose I want to check the records of the table customers. Okay, so what was the command? Select all. And what is the operator for all? That is star. So select star from the table name customers. Okay, customers. Then put a semicolon and hit the enter button. 122 rows. Okay, so now as you can see, these are the records. Okay, like country, then city, first line street address, and also the names and all. So these things have been given. So now suppose as it's a huge table, we don't want to check, we suppose we want to get some of the records, suppose top 5 or top 10 or top 15 kind of records. So what we would do is select star from customers, that is the name of our table, limit 10. Suppose we want to check the top 10 records. Okay, hit the enter button now. Now guys, see, while teaching the syntaxes, I had taught this limit syntax. And what is this limit syntax for? Limit syntax helps us to fetch the number of records you know as per our requirements, the top number of records. Okay, top n, and the value of n we have to provide. Now here, as I have put the value of n as 10, so here it is showing only top 10 records of the table. Now see here, so it is customer number. Okay, then customer name. All right, then there is contact last name, contact first name, phone number, address line 1, address line 2, city. Then there is state, there is postal code, there is country, there is sales rep employee number, and then there is credit limit. Okay, now see, there are some null values here. Now see here, we would check this one, customer number. Okay, and then there is, that is 103. Customer name, atelier graphic. Okay, contact last name Schmidt, contact first name Karen. Phone number. This is the phone number given. Address line 1. Here is given 54 Rue Royale. Then address line 2 is null. City is Nantes. And then state here is null. Postal code 44000. Country is France. Okay. And here, see, sales rep employee number 1370. Credit limit is 21,000. So I hope you guys have understood how to read the data here, because when we were, fetching all the data, all the records from that rate table, it was getting very like, hodgepodge kind of stuff. So I have just chosen the first top 10, records of the table. So I hope you have understood how to read the table. See, these are, the chronology is this way, from customer number, then to customer name, then you keep reading this way, and then it would come as state, postal code, country. Okay, sales rep employee number, credit limit. This is showing here just because of the size of the window. Okay, because of that. So how to read the table across? First you will read this very line, then come to next this one. Okay, now I hope you guys have understood how to do it. Now suppose we want to check, select star. Okay, now from employees, sorry, from customers. The table's name is customers. Or suppose we just want to check a few columns first. Select, because these, suppose we want to check customer number and state. Suppose we want to check only customer number, customer name, and then country. Okay, suppose we want to check here, so we would write here only those column names. Suppose select customer number, NUMBER, comma, customer name, comma, and country. Okay, these very columns we want to check from the name of the table, customers, semicolon, enter. Now see, we have got all the records here, okay, of customer, like, the ID, the name, and this very country. Now suppose we want to check only of top, suppose top 20. All right, or suppose say top 15. Okay, so we would write here, select customer number, select, and then put a comma there, customer name, comma, country, from customers, limit. Suppose I put it 10 again, like I want to check only the top 10 records. Okay, enter. Now see, here it is showing only that very records. Okay, customer number, all right, customer name, and country, the top 10. Now see, suppose we want to check now some other columns. Suppose now we want to check that customer name. हेलो, हाँ दिखाई हो तो देखो, थर्ड वाले में फिर नहीं होगा तो वो फोर्थ वाले में होगा. क्यों, दिक्कत क्या है? ओके ओके। तुम्हें पता है ना, ये मेरी पहली बार है। ठीक है। नहीं। हाँ, अभी अभी तो मेरा सिर्फ। हम्म। हम्म। ठीक है। किसी किसी में एक साथ कर दिया है प्रैक्टिकल का, और किसी किसी में साथ में भी है। वो प्रैक्टिकल भी है या टीचिंग साथ में है, या किसी किसी में अलग अलग है। अभी तो मेरा टीचिंग का कुछ है ही नहीं, अभी सिर्फ प्रैक्टिकल का ही है, टीचिंग का तो खत्म है। सिर्फ प्रैक्टिकल ही मैं और ज्यादा दिखाऊंगी अभी। और भी सारे टेबल्स डाउनलोड किया। हाँ। बाय बाय। हम्म। 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 पीपीटी। हाँ, अब पर प्रैक्टिकल सबका है, ऐसा नहीं है कि नहीं है, हर एक चीज का प्रैक्टिकल है ऑलरेडी। अभी मैं फिर से प्रैक्टिस रख रही हूँ। हम्म। हम्म। ठीक है। हम्म। हम्म। ठीक है। ठीक है। ओके, बाय बाय। है। Yes. So yes, guys, as you can see here, okay, now we would just check few other columns now. So suppose now we wanna check only the address. We wanna check suppose the address now, okay, as per the customer number. So we would select only the customer number, okay. Then the address line 1, address line 2, city, state, postal code, country. All right. So we would just write here. So the best thing is, let's just do here DESC customer, else we have to just keep scrolling up, and then we have to do, now we can just take this very thing from here, the fields name very easily here. So select, now suppose we want to check the address. Okay, so we would just write here the customer name because we want to check the customer number and its address. Okay, so customer number comma address line 1, comma address line 2, comma city, comma state, comma postal code, comma country from the table customers, then put a semicolon here and hit the enter button. Now see, all the results have been fetched. Okay, now suppose we will do it again. Now see the customer name. Okay, the first address line. Okay, now see, suppose here the 455 customer number, the first line address is 5290 North Pindale Street, and the second address line is Suite 200. Now see, for others there are null values. So when we were describing the construction, okay, of the table, we had already seen they had not passed this constraint, not none, for this very column address line 2. So here it's Suite 200 NYC, which is the name of our state. Then here which is our city, NYC, and the state is NY, that is New York. The postal code is 10022, and the country is USA. Okay, now for others also, suppose we take this Switzerland one here. So the customer ID is 376. This would be the address line 1. Okay, Hauptstrasse 29. Address line 2 is not there. City is Bern. Sorry, yeah, city is Bern. State is not mentioned. Okay, and here the postal code is 3012, and the country is Switzerland. All right, so now here it is done. Okay, now we will also check for the other country, for the other tables as well. So we would just to avoid scrolling up every time, show tables. So we are done with customers. So here we would do the same with employees. Select star from employees. Okay, sorry, from. Enter. Now see, there are only 23 rows in this very table. So the employee number, last name, first name, extension, email, okay. Then this one, office code, reports to, and job title. All right. So we get this one here. Now we would check our next one. Select star from employees. We are done. We would check the offices. OFFI, CDS. Okay, so there are 7 rows. Office code, city, phone number, okay, address line 1, address line 2, state, country, postal code, territory, and all the records there. All right. So territory means here the region. Suppose EMEA, which means Europe, Middle East, and Asia. Okay. Then here the territory is Japan. So the Japan region. APAC is Asia Pacific, and again EMEA. Okay. So here it's written there. Now see, all these three records, they are of USA. So the territory here would be US, or suppose, American region. All right. So we would check our next table, which is, we have done offices. Now we would do order details. So we would write here select star from order details, which is the name of our table, put a semicolon and hit the enter button. It is running because it contains a lot of records. So now you guys, as you guys can see, there are 2,996 rows. Okay. So now suppose again the same thing. We just want to check, you know, top 10 records now. Okay. So select star from the table name, which is order details here, and limit 10. So we want to check all the records, but of, first 10 rows. So enter. Now see, order number, product code, quantity ordered, price each, and order line number. All right. So here we can check that. And again, suppose we want to fetch only, a few columns. So not star, sorry. So select, suppose we want uh, this product code and quantity ordered. Okay. So we would write here product code, comma, quantity ordered from the table name, order details, semicolon, hit the enter button. Now, as there are almost 3,000 rows, so it is taking time to fetch all the records here of those two columns which we have mentioned. So see, now all the records of those two columns have been fetched. Now again, if you want to see only top 15 of the records, so here I have put it as limit 15, enter. Now only top 15 records are being shown of the columns postal code and quantity ordered from the table order details. All right. So now we will check our next table. We have to scroll up a lot. So I am again writing here show tables command. Okay, we have done till order details. Now we would check the orders. So again here we would write here select star from orders, semicolon, enter. So there are 326 rows and so many columns as well. So it took a bit of time to fetch all the records. Now again, we would just check select star from orders, but now again I want to check suppose top 20 records. Okay, so limit 20. So again we have seen so many records. Now suppose we want to check, suppose say just top 10 of now. Okay, so we are checking only the top 10 records of this very table records. Now suppose we want only a few columns. Suppose we want, these two, status, okay, and order number. All right, so we would just check select order number, comma, status, comma, order number and status from the table orders, and also limit 10, only the top 10. Or suppose here we can also make it top 15. So end it with a semicolon, hit the enter button. Now see, order number, all these things, and all the orders here have been shipped. Okay, the status. All right, so we are done with order table as well. Now suppose, as I was saying constantly, of this date thing. Okay, suppose I want to check this one, select star from table order from table orders, where ship date is equal to, within quotations put here, suppose I want to find out this one, this very date. All right, so I would just put it here as this one. Let me just copy paste here. Okay, so 200301 and 10. Okay, semicolon, enter. Now see, only this one, order number, see here it's matched here. No, sorry, where is it? Yes, order number, this one, see. Okay, this one. So we would just check here, order number 101000, ordered this, required this, ship date this, status shipped, comments null, customer number this. See. Now suppose we put in a wrong format. Okay. Suppose we write here just in the opposite way. 10/01/2003. See, empty set. Why? Because it could not find the proper pattern. It could not match with the format of the date of the table. Okay, so we have, just because we have put here in an incorrect format, so that is the reason it could not fetch any result. All right, so again I'm mentioning, be very sure, check twice before running this very code, because you guys can go crazy like, why is the result not coming? I have put all the syntaxes correctly, but still I'm not getting a result. But what is the error here? Error is here, that you have not put in the proper format. That is the error. All right, so we are done with the orders table here. Now we will check the other one, the other tables. Again, I would just prefer to do the show table syntax, because again, else, as there were so many records in that very table, if we have to scroll a lot of upwards. So show tables, orders we are done, so we would be doing payments. So select star from payments, semicolon, enter. See, again, as it contains so many records, 273 records, so it took some time. All right, so for this very thing, suppose we only want to check what is the top n number of records. So what is the syntax? Limit. All right, so limit, I want to check top 10. Enter. So these are the top 10 records. What is it? Customer number, check number, payment date, and amount. All right, now suppose we want to check again, let's try this one. Okay, select customer number. Okay, from the table payments, payments, where payment date is equal to this one. Suppose I will just pick up, suppose this one. Okay, just copy paste, Control C, and here Control V. Suppose I want to check not only the customer number, but I want to check the check number as well. All right. So the check number, CGCKNUNBER, from payments, where payment date is this. Okay, semicolon, enter. Now see, it's 103. This is the check number, JM 5555205, and the date is this. All right, be very careful with the date. That is why I'm showing here again and again. All right. So we are done with payments. Now we have to check this product line. So again, select star from product lines, enter after a semicolon. Now it has shown all the results. All right, suppose we want to check only top 5 and enter. Now see, the HTML description, image, product line, everything is being shown here. All right, so now we would check our last table. I hope that is the only one which is left. Yeah, which is product. So we would write here, select start from products, semicolon, hit the enter button. Now it is getting executed. It must be containing so many records. So 110 rows. Now suppose we want to check this very same, and again we want to check only the top 5, or suppose top 3 records. Enter. Now it is showing here. All right. Now see, this is the result. All right. So I hope all these things, these very basic commands, okay, are clear, like how to load some tables in the console, how to check tables, how to check databases, how to switch to databases, and the select commands along with some other, like sometimes where, sometimes like date. Though I would come to each and every syntaxes in detail again, but still sometimes some combinations happen. So again we would check here, like where syntax, dates, formats and all, then limit syntax. Okay, so we will check them again, but for now keep practicing these very basic commands. All right, so that you gain confidence while we would be doing the advanced level. And I hope you had a great learning session. So guys, keep learning, keep practicing, and we would meet again in our next practice session. So happy learning. Bye bye guys.